Well, good afternoon or good morning or evening or whenever it is that you are taking this in. I want to welcome you to my home office slash sewing room slash guest room slash Zoom room that it's become over the last few weeks. This is my first time doing one of these, not really out somewhere outdoors, right here just at my house, because I wanted to invite someone else to be a part of this, one of my dear friends. Rabbi David Burstein. Hello, David.
Hi, how are you?
David is a good friend of mine and has been a wonderful person and friend and brother on our journeys of life and faith. And one of the things that I experienced when I was in seminary taking Hebrew, which I don't remember a whole lot of at this point anymore, was the beauty of hearing the words of the Hebrew scriptures in their original language. They're beautiful in English, but there's power in hearing them in their original language. And so I've asked Dave to share that. So Dave's going to read a verse of Psalm 16 in Hebrew, and then I will read it in English, and we'll go that way through the reading. And then Dave and I will just kind of play off each other a little bit of what stands out to us, and then we'll close with the words from the poem for today. So Dave, before we start, is there anything you wanted to share of kind of where you're at, what you do?
My name is Rabbi David Burstein. I'm at Congregation Beth Adam in Loveland, Ohio. And I'm really honored to be here with Ed and sharing Hebrew language, but also sharing text. It's always nice to do that. So this is Psalm chapter 16 from Techulim. Michtam LeDavid, Shamareni El, Ki Hasiti Bach.
Protect me, O God, for in you I take refuge.
Amart la'Adonai Adonai ata, tovati bal alecha.
I say to the Lord, you are my Lord. I have no good apart from you.
Liktoshim asher ba'aretz chema le'adirei kol tefzi zavam.
As for the holy ones in the land, they are the noble, in whom is all my delight.
Yirbu atzvotam acher meharu, bal asich niskechem midam, uval esa et shemotam al sifatai.
Those who choose another God multiply their sorrows. Their drink offerings of blood I will not pour out or take their names upon my lips.
Adonai minat chelki vekosi ata tomich gorali.
The Lord is my chosen portion and my cup. You hold my lot.
Chavalim nafluli bin imim af nahalat shahra alai.
The boundary lines have fallen for me in pleasant places. I have a goodly heritage.
Avarech et Adonai asher atznani af leilot yisruni chilotai.
I bless the Lord who gives me counsel. In the night also my heart instructs me.
Shaviti Adonai lenegdi tamid mimeni bal emut.
I keep the Lord always before me. Because he is at my right hand, I shall not be moved.
Lachen shamach libi veyagel kivodi af biseri yiskon levetach.
Therefore my heart is glad, and my soul rejoices. My body also rests secure.
Kilota azov nafshi leshaol. Lo titen hasidcha lerot shachat.
For you do not give me up to Sheol, or let your faithful one see the pit.
Tod'eni orach hayim shavav shemachot et panecha. Ne'imot biminecha netzach.
You show me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy. In your right hand are pleasures forevermore. So at least the English translator that we have gave this psalm a title of a song of trust and security in God. David, what stood out to you? Does a song of trust and security speak to you of this, or
Yeah,
there's
I
something
mean,
else?
I love this psalm. I mean, I didn't really have read it in its entirety. There's one piece in verse 8. I have set the Lord before me always. Surely he is at my right hand and shall not be moved. And that is a mystical prayer that we use. So the first word is shaviti, which is to sit before something, to sit before me, God. Shaviti Adonai. And there are mystical paintings and drawings that people meditate upon, and they're called shavitis. So it is. This is a very powerful Shaviti Adonai lenegdi tamid. It's a very powerful piece for the Jewish people, and especially in times like this, where your concept of God is going to be sitting by you at your right hand, and that's a hand of strength, and that God is always there.
Yeah, what that is the last half of that psalm of the psalm really is what captured me as well, is just this centrality of God with us and before us, but then the hope that brings of verse 9. Therefore my heart is glad and my soul rejoices and my body rests secure. That what I love with that line is that it's the wholeness of ourselves with this. It's not just a mental thing. It's not just an emotional thing. It's not just a spiritual thing. It's not just a physical thing. It's this whole thing. My heart, my soul, my body, all of it. And one of the things I think that is something for us to be aware of and be sensitive to in this time for ourselves as well as for others is how this whole thing is affecting us in different ways. That, what's it doing to us physically? What's it doing to us emotionally? What's it doing to us spiritually? What's it doing to us intellectually? So it's all in there. And I love the fact that the Psalm brings that to bear.
And it's really, I mean, the Psalms were written at a time and for a time of real kind of challenge. The traditional thinking is David wrote these Psalms in a time of real despair. And it's a real calling out to God in lots of different ways. And that whole idea that God is with you, even in tough times, is really, it's a hard concept to hold on to, but I think it's a really important one, especially for people of faith that find that. And it's not a fact that God's going to heal you or take care of you. It's just that God's going to stand with you and has confidence in your ability to get through this. And I think that that's a pretty strong distinction, that God believes in us to do this. And I love that part of it.
Amen. Well, we've been closing these with a poem, as I shared in my previous ones of these. These all come from a book called Words of Her Mouth, edited by Reverend Martha Spong. And the poem for Psalm 16 is written by a woman named Katina Washington Leaphart. And she focuses on verse 5. The Lord is my chosen portion and my cup. You hold my lot. And she writes, it is said that you cannot pour from an empty cup, that you must put on your oxygen mask before putting on someone else's. Self-care is the key to survival and all. When I find myself thirsty, parched from all the world requires of me, my throat dry from screaming against the pressure of it all, I clamor for something to quench it. I lean on the one with whom I can let down the high walls I must put up in every area of my life. I can silence the noise. I can listen to my heart. I am refilled. I pray that this has been an experience that has, at least in some portion, helped refill your cup. And so, David, I've just been simply closing, offering the words grace and peace to each of you. David, is there a greeting that you would end this with?
I mean, I think that's a pretty good greeting.
All right. Well, grace and peace be with you. David, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Blessings to you all.
Bye-bye.